Now, I realize not all of us are lucky enough to have family around to support. Maybe your family doesn't live close by, or maybe they do, but they're of absolutely no help. I do hear that quite often. Or maybe you just come from a small family and there's just no one around to help you. I get that. And if you fall into one of these categories, well, this video is for you. Before I dive into the 4 ways that you can get free support, I want to share that if you are one of my best girlfriends, I would tell you let's start with your local friends and neighbors. But for this video's purpose, I'm going to assume that you've already done that. And if you haven't, that's where I want you to start. Now, I get it. You might be uncomfortable and you don't want to bother them. You may be thinking, well, they have their own family and they've got their own problems. I totally understand this. However, you're not asking them to take over the main caregiving duties. Absolutely not. What you're doing is you're asking them to help in small ways. And there's so many different ways that people can support and just lighten the load. So I've created a PDF called Small Acts, Big Impact. And you can find it in the next lesson. Download that, reference it, and find ways that your local friends and your neighbors can support you and your loved one. All right, so how can we get some help for free? Number one, social impact organizations, or you may call them charitable organizations. Now, I'm going to tell you from personal experience, people who work for or volunteer for charitable organizations, they're usually very passionate about helping others with this particular disease. Sometimes they've had the disease themselves, or someone who they loved dearly had the disease or has the disease. And so they want to be a part of this organization. So they're looking to help and support people who are going through something similar. Now, these organizations are amazing. They have resources, they have support groups. Sometimes they even have ways to help financially. So look up the disease and what organizations are out there that can support you and your loved one. Number two, think about your local community groups. So like faith-based groups like churches and synagogues, mosques, temples, maybe something like a VFW or Rotary Club. I have a long list for you. It's much more comprehensive than what I'm going to mention in this short video, but I have a long list for you below, and you can check that out. It gives you many local community groups that you can check out. Think about it. Their core values are focused on giving back and supporting the community. And guess what? You're a person in the community who needs help. So you qualify. I would reach out if you're already a part of the community. Awesome. But if you're not a part of this group, that's okay. Reach out and tell them what your situation is and that you're looking for support. The third idea is medical students. Now, if you live near a college that has a medical program, this might be a great opportunity for you to tap into a student who is looking to volunteer. But I have 2 cautions. Number one, before you invite anyone into your home, please be sure that you do a background check. Right? We don't want to be inviting problems into our house. We already have enough to deal with. Number two, I also do not want you to put them in charge of administering medications. That is not the goal of this. Here's what the exchange is. Number one, of course, you're getting free help. What is the benefit to them? Well, they're going to focus on the opportunity for bedside communication practice, not medical care. And again, in the document below titled Community-Based Support, I'm going to give you some direction and some verbiage on how to make this happen. All right? And the last one is a little different. It's about long distance support. I do not want you to underestimate the power of having someone who lives far away help you. I was one of these people, so I can speak about this from personal experience. Someone who lives far away can help in so many ways. They can manage local meal trains. Give them your friends and your neighbors' information and have them manage the meals. You don't even have to be involved. They could set up financial donations. Maybe those medical bills are piling up. They can create something online and share it on social media. They don't need to live down the street to do that. Or maybe they take on the role of VP of communication. I took on that role for my sister. That means that you keep your family and friends updated on the patient's health. Now, of course, you only do that when you have the permission of the patient and the patient says, I'm okay with you sharing this information. So want to make sure they do that. If you want more information about the VP of communication, go ahead to the lesson. It was back a little bit called Building Your Support Team. So if you haven't watched that, or if you need to rewatch it, you can learn about the VP of communication and what they can do and how they can support. Okay, so once again, to make all this easy for you, now I know I just threw a lot at you, so I created a PDF called Community-Based Support. It's going to be below this video. It's a much more comprehensive list of community-based organizations that you can look into, and it's going to give you some verbiage around asking medical students to come support. The goal of you getting support around the community when you don't have family close by is to think outside the box. Don't think traditionally, right? And don't feel that you're alone, because there are people who want to help. They just don't even know how, and they don't know that you need it unless if you speak up. The last thing that I want to point out is that if you're needing medical help at home, or if you're willing to pay for support, I want you to skip to the module titled Sustaining the Advocate. Within that module, there is a lesson that I call Home Health versus Home Care. And I'll go over the differences between the two, and you can really learn about them. But those are paid support, so I just want you to be aware of that. All right, now those days when you're feeling alone and like there's no one around to help you, I want you to rewatch this video. And I also want you to tell yourself that you deserve the support just as much as your loved one does. It will help to reduce your stress. It's also going to help prevent burnout. And getting support is a total badass move. Badass advocates do not do this alone. We do this with a team behind us. You got this.